Let's all go to the lobby, lobby, lobby. Let's all go to the. Let's all go to the. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the. Let's all go to the. Let's all go to the lobby.
All right, One Reel and Podcast, Project Hail Mary. Take one.
What is up, real boys and girls? With you, as always, Adam Obesis Rodriguez. And to my left, you're right, the man, the myth, the legend, Marco Dupa. Today, we're going to be talking about a relatively new movie, for a change.
Yeah.
This one, starring Ryan Gosling, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Project Hail Mary. And this movie came highly recommended from Marco Dupa himself.
Boy.
I gotta say, the anticipation level for me for the movie was relatively low ahead of time.
Yeah.
Then I started hearing some good things, and then you saw it. And the next day, I went out and bought a ticket.
Yeah.
So, I get the feeling that's the way it's going for a lot of people because this movie has been already a smashing success.
Yeah.
$340 million
Holy shit.
already. And we're on week 2, I think. Maybe week 3. On a budget of $200 million.
Wow.
So, yeah. Already doing it. Before we get into anything else, I feel like I owe it to the people to give them what they
What they're here for?
what they ask for every time.
This is what they're clamoring for.
Which is the short breakdown.
Short break. The very short break.
The very short breakdown, which will go as follows. Bad news. Okay. There's this thing called the Petrova line. And it seems to be eating our sun.
Fuck.
After a probe goes into the Petrova line, it collects samples of what become known as the astrophage. The astrophage are these nearly microscopic dots that are sentient, and they are powered by essentially the sun's light, and they're leeching off of the energy of the sun. And that means that the sun will eventually darken enough that it will lead to catastrophe on Earth within 30 years' time. And who will save the day except for Ryan Gosling,
The Goss.
whose name is Grace in this movie. And he happens to be a middle school teacher, science teacher specifically. And he knows a lot about how life is made, and they are specifically reaching out to him because he wrote a paper that had to do with the idea that not every life form has to be water-based.
Yeah.
And making an educated guess, they say, well, the astrophage probably aren't water-based because they are literally like right up against the sun.
Right.
Turns out that was wrong, but he's still part of this project. Long story short, they find out the astrophage are very powerful, and they find out that they can use the astrophage once they figure out how to breed them, essentially as a propellant to get them beyond our galaxy, in order to find a solution to what to do about this astrophage problem.
Right.
Now, the only problem is this is essentially a sewer slide mission.
Sewer slide.
And there will be 3 crew members aboard this vessel.
You know what? Hey, sorry. Just 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Instead of sewer slide, let's just say chop suey from now on.
Okay.
You chop the suey off.
Yeah.
Chop suey mission.
Yes, the Chop Suey mission. There are 3 scientists that are picked for this mission, and they're very brave about it. However, one of them gets blown up because
2 of them.
Okay, so there were actually 4.
Yeah.
4 total. I think one was a backup though, right?
Yeah. So the backup and
The one that was supposed to go, yeah.
Yeah, because the implication is that they were canoodling
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they blow up due to like...
Also, I don't know how you canoodle separately.
They find a way. People find a way.
People find a way.
You remember the pandemic, folks.
People was canoodling.
Oh, separately. Safely and separately. At least 6 feet. So 2 of them get knocked out, and that leaves only one person that could possibly continue this mission, which, again, is sort of the Hail Mary play, if you will, for Earth's survival. And that is none other than Grace. So they ask him, and he goes, no, I'm not going to do that. And then he soon realizes it wasn't a request, but it was mandatory. So he gets knocked out and essentially shanghaied into this mission, and wakes up some time after, years later. In which the 2 other astronauts with him are already deceased, which was planned. Things are going according to plan. Now the only problem is,
Wait, it was planned? What do you mean it was planned?
they were going to die. Like that was the plan. There was only
they
enough.
weren't supposed to die then.
Yeah, but they said there was like only enough food or whatever to make it a certain distance, and then they would, chop suey. They would chop suey themselves.
There you go.
Yeah, but yes, something went wrong, and Grace is the only one that wakes up successfully. And unfortunately, he has complete amnesia. So he's having to figure out where he is, what he's doing, who he is even. He doesn't know who he is for like a quarter of the movie. And slowly, these sort of trickles of who he is, where he's from, even what his name is, begin coming back to him in these flashbacks. All along, he has this like AI robot companion that kind of helps him sort of as he's trying to figure these things out. But eventually, he's able to regain enough control to continue the mission towards this other star that he realizes is not the sun.
Yeah.
It is Tau Ceti is the name of the star, which was chosen because it was not affected by the Petrova line.
Right.
And so they're like, something's up there. We need to figure out why this one is not being affected by it. Meanwhile, he gets close enough to it that he notices he's not alone. He notices that he's not alone, and there's another ship, and it begins interacting with him. Long story short, he's able to communicate eventually with this ship.
I think that's what this segment should be called.
Long story short.
Yeah.
He eventually gets messages from this other ship and realizes that it is trying to communicate with him. And so eventually they come face to face, or face to rock appendage, I don't know. And he finds this other solitary creature that he eventually finds out is basically on his same mission to try to figure out how to save its own planet, whose star is also dying. So together they form a friendship, learn each other's language, and grow to bond together and figure out this mystery of the astrophage, realizing that this planet that is nearby, Tau Ceti, which I should say first, Grace names the alien Rocky, because he looks like a rock, and shows him the movie Rocky. And then Rocky decides to name the planet nearby Adrian, after his rock girlfriend.
Yeah.
We can assume.
His rock panion.
Yes, his rock panion. And they realize that on that planet, there are other microorganisms that eat and destroy the astrophage, and they must collect that. So they go on this harrowing mission to collect the other microorganism to take with them to bring back to their planets. They do so successfully, very dangerously. And then Sherry's calling me.
Oh my God.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, I'm recording the podcast right now. You ruined my spiel about the astrophage. Because I'd always answer the phone when you call. Okay.
Good.
She said that's not true. All right, see you later. Bye. I love you too. Bye bye.
Why did she even call?
To say she's on her way back home.
Easy text.
Yeah, well, you know. She loves talking to me.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Just leaving all that in.
sure.
All right.
Why not? We're here. We're comfortable.
Fuck it.
So anyway, after this mission, they have to essentially try to jettison themselves out of the orbit of Adrian, which continues to pull the ship down with them. And in that kerfuffle, I should say, Grace is knocked out. Rocky has to come to the rescue, get out of his little bubble that keeps him safe, and get Grace to safety, and also turn on essentially the autopilot for the ship to correct itself, which he does, and he's knocked out for basically the rest of the movie until the very end, recovering with Grace, and eventually he does come to, thankfully, because speaking of the devil, she literally turned to me and said, I want to go home if Rocky does not come back to life. And so he does. And they eventually are able to successfully leave each other to their own individual missions. But then Grace wakes up again with alarm saying that there is contamination in the ship, realizing that the little microorganism that kills the astrophage eats through the xenon that Rocky is made out of, which they use to seal that new microorganism. And Grace then puts together the fact that this thing is going to eat through Rocky's ship because everything that they use to make the ship is made out of that solid xenon. So what he does, instead of continuing his trip back home, is he sends the probe back to Earth with the microorganism now completely sealed, and sets coordinates back to Rocky, figures out how to get there, finds him, and then they are able to successfully make it back to Rocky's home planet. And we cut to, a bit of time later where on Earth, clearly we are in a new ice age. Yeah. But they finally have the solution that they needed, so that's hopeful. And then Grace is essentially in a giant aquarium that is made perfect for him on Rocky's planet, and is now working as a teacher for little baby Rockies. Yeah. And they say that his ship is now ready to take him back home, that they fixed it up for him. So happy ending for all. The end.
There we go.
Yeah.
Did that in about 12 minutes.
It's okay. I've done worse.
You've definitely done worse. Long story short.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, and there's a lot. I mean, it's pretty dense, and there's apparently a lot more in the book.
Sure.
Not more like plot devices, but I guess more plot devices and more fleshed out stuff.
Yep.
Like apparently Grace has a gene that actually makes it so that's more why he's chosen for the trip. Not just that he's like capable and knows what's going on, but also that like he can survive being in a coma for that long.
Oh.
They gloss over that.
Yeah.
There's some things that they don't do in the movie that I've heard from people who've read the book, that like some stuff I'm like, oh, okay, that probably would have been cool to see, but most of it I'm like, I get, like they did what they could with the time allotted.
And it was like 2.5 hours, so they really couldn't add much more.
Well,
for
and
a feature film.
The final cut of the movie I read somewhere was like 3.5 or 4 hours.
I did hear there was going to be an extended version that would come out eventually on Prime.
Yeah.
So
it's probably going to be the more fleshed out. I usually don't, unless it's a movie that I really, really like or I've seen multiple times, I really don't go in for the like, oh, cool, you've added 40 more minutes to this movie.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I can rock with it's only when somebody tells me like I've seen the theatrical cut of Blade Runner, for instance,
Sure.
and then they're like, you have to watch the director's cut. That's the actual movie. I'm like, okay, I'll watch that, and I watch that. Like Alien 3 is another one where they're like, you got to watch the director's cut, and I'm
Sure.
like, didn't help it that much. No matter
No.
what you say, doesn't really help.
No.
But this is one movie where I'm like, I'll watch more of it.
Sure, yeah.
40 more minutes.
I mean,
Another hour?
I've already started reading the book,
Yeah.
and I mean, it is a fun read already, and I am down. I was kind of hoping to be able to get through it before I watched the movie, but once you talked about it, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna watch the movie now.
Yeah.
So very excited for that. For some background real quick, the directors of this movie are Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, famous for Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the 21 and 22 Jump Street movies, and the Lego movie, among many other producing roles and some writing roles as well.
Does make sense. It has that sort of tone.
Yes. Yeah. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I would love to see more like animation first directors do live action
Yeah.
more often, you know?
Yeah.
It seems like it's a good fit because it felt like it had that sort of inventiveness with like the camera work and the action scenes and I mean like the staging of it. It felt kind of inspired by like an animated film.
Yeah,
in a way.
Even like the pacing and just the way that Gosling is, the way that he acts most of the time, does feel like a lot of direction was like, how quickly can you make that move? Like how much can you make that like a sharp, you know, to kind of accentuate the comedy of.
Yes, there's a lot of physical comedy in it, and witty, which I was going to say probably has a lot to do with Drew Goddard, who is the writer.
Yeah.
Also a complete veteran who's written things like Cloverfield, The Cabin in the Woods, the World War Z movie, The Martian, which is another movie adaptation of a novel that Andy Weir, the writer of the novel of this movie, also wrote.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but actually wrote and directed Bad Times at the El Royale, if you remember that movie from way back when.
Yeah.
And as I just said, based on the book by Andy Weir, who is also the writer of The Martian and other things. I had one quote from him that I wanted to share.
Goddard or Andy Weir?
Andy Weir.
Okay.
Who was apparently on a podcast recently and said that he is a big Star Trek fan. Who would guess? But apparently he was trying to get a Star Trek show up and running.
Yeah.
And this is what he said about Alex Kurtzman, executive producer. Alex Kurtzman, famous for the recent Star Trek properties. He said, quote, "I don't like a lot of the new Trek."
I don't like him.
Speaking about Alex Kurtzman, he as a person is a really nice guy. But at the same time, those shows are shit. He's a nice guy, but they didn't accept my pitch. So, you know, fuck them.
Oh, god damn, I love it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, hell yeah.
I had to include that because it's like, I immediately love you.
Yeah.
That's
They accept my pitch, so fuck them.
yeah, that's a very, very human way to go about
That's
that.
what I'm talking about. That's the type of shit I want to see more of. I'm so sick of them and pretend like he's, you know, he's like, this is bullshit. He probably watches, he's a big Star Trek fan, self-admittedly. He's probably watching it week in and week out and going like, I just could have written something better.
This kind of sucks.
This kind of fucking sucks. I was never a big Trekkie, so I don't really have any kind of, like, I get what Star Trek's about. I like it peripherally. I like the movies.
Yeah.
You know, I was more of a next gen guy.
Sure.
Cause I, you know, obviously 90s.
It's a generational thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no pun intended.
My mom would have that on in the background. Like, I mean, man, I've seen so much Star Trek Next Generation.
My
I didn't know about anything else.
Yeah.
I didn't know about any of the movies, anything.
Just TNG.
Yeah. And I thought like, yeah. And when I heard about like Shatner and like the OG, and I was like, the fuck is this bullshit? Where's Patrick Stewart?
Yeah.
Where's John Luke?
Picard.
I was gonna say Gagarin.
Gagarin, yes. Gagarin, yes.
Gagarin. John Luke Picard. Like, where's my guy?
Yeah. My aunt
Jean-Luc
Debbie
Picard.
had a plate that had Picard on it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that and being like, "Who's that?
Yeah.
Why is he on a plate?"
Right.
And I got the full spiel.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my touchstone to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
Data and
yeah,
LeVar Burton's character.
Yeah.
His name.
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Stellar cast. It's crazy that they nailed it twice.
Uh-huh.
I can't speak for any of the other stuff, but it's insane that like OG cast, amazing, and then the next gen cast, they nailed it again. I don't know how many times have you seen that in the history of media where they nail it again?
I mean, especially for a TV show, I don't think ever.
Yeah, like a spinoff that's like, oh wow, they nailed it.
I mean,
again.
it's essentially a requel before that was a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of any other shows
special.
that did like a reboot or a spinoff that you're like, damn, they just keep doing it.
Yeah. Nothing comes to mind. I mean, especially nothing as big as Star Trek.
Oh, I got one for you. No, it's not. Doesn't count.
Okay.
I was gonna say Better Call Saul, but they use most of the same characters from the. It's not like they didn't go in with new characters
Yeah, that's true.
and change it and then nail it again.
It's a different focus, and it has pretty little to do with Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But
Like show wise, obviously they nailed it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking take that thing, but then like reintroduce new like let's say The Walking Dead stayed good and didn't be bad, and then they did like Fear the Walking Dead.
Sure.
You're like, holy shit, this one's good too.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Then that's what I'm talking about.
Right. Or if they brought back The Wire and put it in like, I don't know, New York.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're like, did it again.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they don't do that. So doesn't matter.
But what they do
They do.
is make some really good movies. This one apparently, again, like I said, a $200 million budget, $340 million so far in box office, which makes it the second highest grossing film of 2026 so far. Mm-hmm. Big things.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
Yeah.
Especially because we're not even
Bad mind tings.
in the summer season yet.
Yeah.
So it's not even supposed to be time for people to be going back to the movies.
Right.
Yet they are. So I'm honestly surprised they didn't hold it for like a summer release, but I guess it worked for them because
They got no competition right now.
Yeah.
So that helps.
yeah.
This is a summer blockbuster if there ever was one
Sure.
in April, which doesn't make any sense.
My thinking is they may have thought it was like too nerdy or too like heady for most audiences.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, it's like it's not. When you see it, you can understand, like, or rather, when you see it, you probably don't understand why they didn't wait and release it in the summer.
Yeah.
But conceptually, it makes sense that you wouldn't risk it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically a Ryan Gosling vehicle.
Yeah.
And he's like in it 99%. It's mostly him. Mm-hmm. Then you've got these flashbacks and everything, but he's in the flashbacks. It's his movie.
Yeah.
So you're banking on him to carry it, not just from a narrative standpoint, but like the marketing and everything else that goes into it. And it's like he's Ryan Gosling. I think his profile is such that he's obviously an A+ guy, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I hear some pretty disparaging things said about Gosling.
From who? Point him out.
Bro, tell me about it. I'll tell you this. I never let him get away with it.
No.
Every time somebody says something about the Goss,
It's a national
that's
treasure.
not positive. Some people say like I don't get why women like him. He's not that attractive.
What?
Which, again, go to bat for my man.
Huh?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Huh?
He's a dreamboat.
Yeah.
He's a dreamboat. Some people say his face looks a little weird. What
do you mean?
But then I hear some people say like he's not like, I don't really get it. I don't get the fucking, and I'm just like, you don't get it because you're stupid. That's why you don't get it.
You don't get it because you don't want to get it.
Right. Can I can I just talk? I don't know what at what point do I like go full throttle? Because like I want to get through everything, but I want to gush over his performance.
Well, let's just get into it. Let's get into the pros. Let's do it.
He is, I mean, phenomenal.
Yeah.
He is so, like, I can't even put into words, like, what he does in this movie is just electric. He's on fire the whole time.
Yeah.
The entire time. There's not a weak moment in this movie. He carries the emotional heft. He is hilarious. I mean, you understand his character on like a human level, everything that they're asking of him. You understand like why he hesitates, obviously. You like he does such a good job conveying everything in this movie. And again, he has to carry it. If he any misstep on Gosling's part and the movie falls apart.
Yeah.
Because it's all him. And he just, I mean, he makes Rocky sentient. Like he
Yeah.
his acting against this
A faceless rock monster.
I mean, he just delivers so. I mean, I'm just like, he's already in his career. He's already got like 3 or 4. I'd say La La Land, Drive, Blue Valentine, Half Nelson, maybe Lars and the Real Girl. Like he's got like a handful already where you're like, whoa, powerhouse performance. This is especially Half Nelson. Like he definitely. I'd have to look back at the Oscar nominations, but I'm shocked that he didn't. I think he got nominated. I don't know. We'll go back to that, but he's already put on a couple of like stellar. Oh, and the other guys, he's amazing in the other guys, obviously.
Nice guys.
Or nice guys, not the other guys. Nice guys. But this is a new high, man. I don't know how you can. Oh, he's incredible in Barbie. Like he's just every time he's in. I mean, he's just great. I just don't know how he keeps.
So, speaking of Blade Runner,
right? Blade Runner. He's great in Blade Runner. And this may be a hot take, but I truly believe it is the performance of his career.
Yeah.
I would be shocked and infuriated if he didn't get an Oscar nomination for this performance. I think he is absolutely note perfect.
I agree. This is his Castaway.
Yeah.
You know, like it is all on him, and he exceeded expectation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does like a full range of acting in this movie.
Hits everything.
I'm just so like I am really beside myself with the fact that I really didn't have much anticipation coming into it. The trailers really didn't do much for me. You know, I knew the name Lord Miller. I knew the book because I remember I used to be subscribed to Audible, and they were always pushing their audio version of it because I think it's like the only place to get the audiobook. And so I got it, and I've had it for a while, but I was always like, get to it later. But yeah, I mean, watching it and then also seeing how well it's done just makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Because I am also seconding your thought on the performances. I think top to bottom, everyone did great. But obviously, this is a vehicle for the Goss, and he doesn't disappoint. But also, I want to say too, another tip of the hat to the effects department for doing so much of this movie practically.
Yeah.
And I think especially when it comes to Rocky, it makes him feel way more real than if they had some gloop glorb that was all CG and you didn't really connect with. You know, like
I think, I mean, we talk about it all the time when we do the One Reel In and when we watch like sci-fis and things like that, big special effects movies. The weight of practical effects affects the overall like feel of the movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I mean, these studios are spending $400 million on CG effects.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just could put that money into more practical stuff and get a better film.
Yeah.
Because we're past the point of saying to movie studios and producers, like, you don't need to spend that much money. Like, you could get a better movie with like 80, 90, $100 million.
Sure.
You don't need to spend that much money. So we're past that point.
Yeah.
So if you're already going to spend $300, $400, $500 million
Yeah.
to make this movie, why wouldn't you put it into stuff that's going to actually make it? Like, I don't know.
Do some practical sets.
Maybe it's because it takes longer to do, and all they
I
really
don't
care
think
about
it
is the
does.
turnaround.
I don't think it does, though, because you've seen those times where, like, they have to do multiple reshoots, or which doesn't have to do with effects usually, but if they have to do that, then it's like, okay, all the effects have to go in the can and get redone.
Yeah.
Or times where it's like the movie was done a year ago.
Yeah.
And they're still cranking on the effects.
That's true. Yeah, there are times when they're like, "Whoa," and that's, that also hurts the movie too, because the fact that they have carte blanche to just go in and change things.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that didn't happen that way.
Yeah.
So now it looks unnatural because you went back in a year later.
You have almost too much freedom
Exactly.
to tweak until the
Yes.
cows come home.
If it's gonna look the way it's gonna look, it's just gonna look that way.
Yeah.
And that's
Back in my day.
yeah. I feel like that, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we beat this fucking drum, and every single time a modern movie comes out with practical effects, all of the reviews are like, and look at the fucking practical effects as well. Like, it really, really adds to the movie. And it just feels like studios and producers are just not.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, nerd, get back on your laptop. Yeah, so the practical effects were incredible.
Yeah. Agreed. I unfortunately didn't get to see it in IMAX, which I regret.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it is such a crime. I needed to go on a quick aside here.
Please.
It is such a crime that there's only like a dozen true IMAX theaters in this country. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, at the very least, they can't convert some of like the sort of IMAX theaters to true IMAX theaters.
Yeah.
I know it's a size thing. And it's like a real estate question, but like tear down 2 of your theaters and make it one true IMAX. Like, nerds like me will go out every time for a movie we actually want to see.
And they're already more expensive to go to the IMAX theaters.
Yeah.
Also, more and more filmmakers are shooting IMAX movies.
In IMAX.
Yeah,
It is becoming way more common, and especially for like the blockbuster, the summer blockbuster that so many people want to see, the way it's meant to be seen. This is how you make it. The people have been asking, how do you make it an event again? Oh, do you make the chairs move 4DX? You want to get sprayed in the face with water? No. Just make it big and loud.
Yeah.
And how in the same aspect ratio that was shot for.
Right.
Because I saw the difference for specifically this movie when looking at Adrian. The plan, like, you see so much more in the frame, in the IMAX format than you do in a standard movie theater.
Yeah.
And it is a crime that you can't see the full vision of what they shot it as and for.
Right. You're literally not seeing the whole movie.
Right.
And yeah, that's devastating.
I mean, you don't know it if you didn't see that differentiation between the two, but I did.
Well, and it's one thing, like, those AI fuckboys, when they try to expand the aspect ratio artificially, that's one thing. It's another thing when you are in a theater where all of that stuff has been confined.
Yeah.
And you're not literally seeing, you're looking at it like this,
right?
Not seeing the actual stuff around it that was intended for you to see, especially in a movie like this. I mean, the breadth of when they finally get to Adrian and they're collecting the microorganism or whatever. When it goes into that like infrared,
yeah,
and I mean, I just Let me tell you something, man. I cried so many times in this movie.
Yeah.
There were at least 4 to 5 different scenes where I just was like, I can't help it. Like the tears are just streaming down. I was like trying. I was like, but after a while, I just was like, I can't hold it in. There, like that was one of the scenes. It was just so beautifully done that I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
There were moments where it just like came out of me, and I was like, why am I crying now?
Yeah.
This is so emotional.
Yep. Well, it's I think it's masterfully paced, and there's so many moments of tension and release.
Yeah.
And I think throughout the movie there's a few of these times that feel really powerful, because throughout it you're feeling the stakes. They do a good job of setting that with comedy, but then kind of balancing it out with a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And drama and all these things that don't feel like superfluous. It all makes sense for the movie. I don't feel it's not an indulgent movie. It feels very like tightly and strategically edited and shot. And I don't like it. It feels like it's a kind of a perfect package of a movie. I left the theater saying like, that feels like a perfect movie. Like there's no like trying to think back through it, because I my first watch of movies tends to be kind of, I don't know, I get in my head about it a little bit more than I should.
Yeah.
And it bothers me. But I tend to get a bit critical and try to think of like, do we really need that scene? Or like, that delivery was a little weird. Or like, I hope that pays off eventually. And if it doesn't, I'm like, okay. But it, like, genuinely, I didn't really have anything walking out being like, well, that sucked. You know, like, or that was weird. Or that was dumb. I walked out just feeling like wholly satisfied. Yeah. In a way that few movies leave me. So, yeah, I don't know. The hard part of this conversation is going to be our negatives, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Which you don't get very often. I love that struggle. Please make this part hard.
Yeah. That's what she said. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I was going to piggyback off of what you were just saying.
It'll get there.
We'll come back to it.
Okay.
We'll come back to it.
That's fine.
I'm trying to think of like more practical effects were incredible. The writing, the line deliveries of Rocky were fantastic. Yeah. The like, it's one of those things. It's like a cheap device in a movie to. It's like what's the name of the dog in Up?
Yeah.
It's the same kind of device.
Yep.
Where
Doug.
You know, a kind of joyous, dopey voice that
I love you
put to a like obviously like intelligent character, and that just something about that. I don't know if there has to be some kind of experiments being done on the human psychology of like why that device works so well on an emotional level. I don't know. Maybe it's because we always give dopey voices to our pets.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. It is 100% because that's how we see our pets talk.
Yeah.
That's how we personify our pets.
Yeah.
Dumb. I would love that bone.
Yeah.
Love that bone. Give me that bone.
That's also what she said. So yeah, I mean, I guess that has to be what it is, right? That's what's pulling on your heartstrings, because I mean, it felt very like, for me personally, if Frankie could talk, kind of a couple of moments in the movie. I guess all right. I can think of one negative. Are we gonna go into negatives? Are we gonna keep? I don't know if there's.
I mean, I could praise this movie for a very long time, but I feel like it would be a bit redundant because I just feel like it is being fortunately appreciated. This feels like a movie that in another time would become like a cult classic.
Yeah.
You know, I am genuinely a little surprised that it has become a hit as much as it has.
Well, I think that book is more popular than we gave it credit for.
I guess so. I mean, it is.
I know quite a few people who have read it.
Yeah, I mean, The Martian was huge, and then knowing that he wrote this one is basically like I think his like next big book.
Yeah.
That caused a lot of buzz within readers, and so I guess that had its own built-in fan base already. And then you add Lord Miller into it too, so you get some of the cinephiles in on that. And yeah, I mean they have a really solid team behind this entire movie too. So I guess it's the two of those combined with just people who want to see Ryan Gosling in a sci-fi movie.
I don't think, and maybe I'm underselling Gosling a little bit. I just didn't think that as far as the mainstream is concerned, that he was a guy that they were just like, make him the dude. Because there's been other movies where he's been the guy.
Yeah.
And those movies haven't done as well at the box office. They're good movies. Fall Guy's a good movie. Drive's a good movie. Obviously, it's like Drive's a classic.
Sure.
And there's movies where like he's the driving force behind those movies. But then there's other movies like the like spiritual sequel to Drive, Only God Judges or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's, but that one wasn't that well received. And
Well, because it's a weird movie.
Everything
Everything else that Nicholas Winding Refn has done has been really weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Drive's weird too.
Yeah,
it's just it's weird in a way that works,
It's
and
more-
he wasn't able to nail it after that.
It is more mainstream than the rest of his movies, though, I will say. I've seen like 2 or 3 other movies after that of his,
Yeah.
and they've all been like very auteurish
Yeah.
and very violent in a off-putting way and kind of like complex in a way that I think would turn a lot of mainstream viewers off.
Right.
So not all Gosling's fault on that one, I will say.
No, I don't. Well, I don't think Goss has ever put on a bad performance, and so he just so happened to your point about having a stellar team around him. I mean, the writing, the directing, the cinematography. I mean, everything else around him is just so good that
It's like a perfect storm.
all he really has to do is deliver on the promise, right? Yeah. And he just does in spades.
Yeah, and I think this role really is anchored on his incredible likability.
Yes,
And
yes,
I think it was really wise of them to choose him for this role because even in the like couple of chapters I've read of the book, like that kind of oozes out of the Grace character in the book itself, and it's like you can instantly see like he's the right guy for this because though he is kind of a loser, he still has like a good heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's what anchors that character as well, is like there are times where he's not heroic. He's not most of the time. And that's what makes him so endearing and relatable, because he really is an everyman in this situation. It just happens to be smart and, you know, is able to overcome his lack of bravery.
Well, and I would even frame it as I wouldn't call him a coward, more so just like a regular guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the stuff that he's afraid of and fearful of are things that like
Very understandable.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think that his character shows cowardice so much as it is like, yeah, man, I don't think I would go on a chop suey mission into space. Somebody would definitely have to drug me, and I'd have to wake up, you know, whatever years later.
I think you have to frame it that way because he's the lead in a movie. If you put yourself in that position, you're like, yeah, of course he would say, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But because we're watching him in a movie, it's like, you got to say yes, right? And the fact that he doesn't is like, oh,
right.
Okay.
Because
cool.
if he's like Mr. Bravery, it changes the movie. It changes everything about the movie.
Yeah.
Changes the entire characterization if he's just like, I mean, like when he wakes up, at first he gives up. He's like
Yeah.
trying to. He's drinking all the vodka and he's like eating
The bags
and
of vodka. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like his brain's still mush, so he doesn't know what's going on. Again, another understandable thing. Once, like the first thing he does realize is it's going to take him, like, I don't know, like 53 years to get back to Earth, and then he knows immediately, like, I'm not getting back.
Yeah,
that's it.
I'm done.
And then, like his slow, the storytelling device of using the flashbacks to show how his memory's coming back in pieces was fantastic.
Which the book does as well.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a smart device.
Yes.
The recalling of his memory through flashbacks,
Yeah.
I think was really smart. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that specifically jumped out. But I think you were saying that there was... What was the negative you were talking about that you were about to bring up?
So I guess the only negative that and this is just a nitpick, honestly, is that they do their best to explain the science.
Yeah.
But there are parts, especially like before the flashbacks, where he just is like kind of like flying through stuff.
Yeah.
Once you kind of get to the plan itself, you're like, oh, okay, I get what they're going for. But there are moments where it's one of those things where you just like, okay, it's like watching The Pit. Another Pit reference. I'm just gonna keep doing it. But it is like watching The Pit. If you're not familiar with the stuff that
Medical
they're talking
jargon,
about, you're just like, okay, get to the part where you talk to us like a layman. Like,
So what you're telling me is...
right? Yeah.
That character?
Where's the character who's
Yeah,
gonna and again, if there's any negative, then it would just be that, like, it's sci-fi movies have to figure out a way to either make it so that like we're the audience watching some of the smartest human beings on the planet try to figure out how to save said planet, right?
Right.
How do you tell that story without dumbing down to the audience while still maintaining the integrity of the science?
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing to balance, I think.
Yeah, no, it definitely is, and that's why so many movies are so bad at it. Specifically, either like usually going the opposite way of this movie, which is making it absolutely stupid for us stupids.
Yeah.
Or flat out not explaining anything and just
Right.
being like, roll with it.
Right.
Or I think even worse is what we were talking about or kind of alluding to, which is having that really lazy plot device where somebody just goes, hey, I'm a dummy.
Yeah.
Explain it to me like I'm fine.
Yeah, the big action star. English nerd.
Right.
Then you get the what you need out of it.
So what you're telling me is it's eating the sun?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to simplify things, yes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Thanks for that, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. It didn't bother me so much. It
Didn't bother me. I'm just. It's if I'm fine. If I'm grasping at straws
Sure.
here, man.
Sure.
I'm grasping.
Well, Andy Weir is known for his books being very science literate because apparently he's a big science dork.
Yeah.
Like a big nerd for science. So I think he does a lot of research. He has a lot of knowledge himself and tends to put that in his books, which got actually The Martian a lot of praise and a lot of notoriety because apparently it was so scientifically sound.
Yeah.
So
That's
a lot of scientists came out of the woodwork saying like this is actually like pretty legit.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Pit,
Yeah.
very very similarly, a
Yeah,
lot of
like,
actual professionals looking at it and being like, you did your homework here.
Well, and if that doesn't tell you, like, you're not smarter than these people.
Mm-hmm.
You watch these TV shows and you watch these movies and your eyes glaze over because you can't keep up with what they're talking about, and then you find out that like, yeah, that's pretty scientifically sound.
Yeah.
Like, and then you're gonna turn around and be like, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like you, it's another language to most people.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Mostly Latin.
right.
Latin and Greek.
It's a dead language to most people.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, I don't think I really have much
Yeah.
in the way of negatives. I really top to bottom again. I walked
I
out.
kind of feel like just retracting that.
No. It's,
Because I just don't. It was something that like I like 3/4 of the way in, I was kind of like, I mean, I'm keeping up with the plot and the narrative, but the science of it is like, okay. Once like they get to the part where they're like doing the plan, I'm like, okay, I got
Yeah.
it. But there was like big chunks where I'm like, I'm just not even gonna think too hard about this
Yeah.
part of the movie because
and they do kind of play with that sort of dumbing down for us layman's a bit with Grace, in where he's like, so essentially the astrophage fart out energy, like that sort of thing.
He said, what is he said? They toot the scoot.
They toot the scoot, yeah, right.
He's sitting there depressed because his entire like scientific worldview has come crashing down.
Yeah,
they toot the scoot. Apparently.
Yeah,
Like, man, he's just so good.
yeah.
It's just so good.
Eternally likable man.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They do they take moments to be like, yeah, we know this is a lot. Yeah, here you go.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't really know what else there is.
I can't think of anything else negative to say. There's
Yeah.
nothing else negative. It's. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to get ahead of the pod, but it's.
I mean, I think we should just get there because I really don't have much else to add to the conversation other than I can't recommend it enough. It completely surprised me.
Yeah.
Happily. So let's get to our review.
Okay,
Let's do it. Marco, out of 6 bottle caps, out of 6 reels, if you will.
6 reels.
Yeah.
This is a 6, man. This is
Yeah.
a 6 out of 6. This
Yeah.
is early front runner for movie of the year. Like I said before, I think it's Ryan Gosling's best performance of his career so far. I think it'd be an absolute crime if he is not nominated. And I can't wait to see what other movies come out because, like, I don't know. I mean, if it's come out so early in the year that it might be one of those things where we kind of don't think about it later on. But then once award season comes up, and you're like, oh yeah, Project Hail Mary. Like, come on, brother.
You'll get the yeah.
You gotta throw that one in there.
Well, they'll be probably bringing it to streaming around that time to remind people
True.
about it and the Academy.
I feel like I gotta go see it one more time in the theater before I watch it on streaming. It is it's I think it's basically perfect top to bottom. It is told at a good pace. Rocky and how they do Rocky is perfect. Ryan Gosling is amazing. I mean, everybody. Oh, shout out to the cast, by the way. We didn't really talk about like the
extended
supporting cast.
Yeah.
Because they don't get a lot of airtime because this is Gosling's movie, but
Sure.
the airtime that they get, shout out to homie from Odd Future who's in the bear.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
He's great. Obviously, the German lady who is running the show,
Ava.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's just as a movie reviewer would say, if I was writing for Variety, a triumph.
Yeah.
A triumph.
A triumph of humanity.
A stellar film.
Oh, Interstellar.
Interstellar. Yeah, man. I really.
Sherry frowned at that. I saw her walking around. A literal grimace.
just hated it. No, I've been thinking about this movie ever since. Oh, and shout out to Nate too, who invited me to go see the movie in the first place. Because actually, to your point about having low expectations about it,
Yeah.
I had zero expectations. I didn't know anything about the book, and I'm a huge fan of Ryan Gosling, so I would have watched it at some point eventually.
Sure.
But without somebody like Nate, who has Project Hail Mary is like one of his favorite books of all time.
Nice.
So without him being like, no, let's just go see it. And I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing anything. Let's just go see it. And I'm just so happy that I made that decision, because we watched it in not IMAX but like Dolby, the big sound one that they're doing now.
Yeah.
And I mean, fucking, it was like that old commercial from the '90s when that guy's sitting in the chair and he's just the THX thing. I was like, this sounds incredible.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be really annoying about this movie for the next like couple weeks at least. Anybody who brings it up, I'm gonna just be like grabbing people by the shirt collar, like, Ryan Gosling is a fucking revelation.
I did 3 things upon leaving the theater. One was texting you to say I saw it and you were right. Second was texting my brother to say, do yourself a favor and go see that movie.
Yeah.
And third was texting my dad to say, just got out of this movie. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about my car. Because he texted me while we were watching the movie.
I wanted to harp on one thing before we get out of here. I immediately went on Instagram and talked about how much I liked the movie. And I got a couple people who messaged me, and I've talked to some people in real life who have also talked to me about like the one negative that they have from the movie.
Okay.
And I want your feelings on this.
Sure.
It's a very tied up in a neat little bow movie, right? Every moment of tragedy, aside from the actual like moments of tragedy, like the earth dying or the sun dying and like people actually dying, they're fake outs, right? The Rocky death's a fake out.
Yeah.
Him making it to Earth, or him not being able to make it back to Earth, is a fake out, because then Rocky's like, I'll give you half my fuel.
Right.
When he finally decides that he has to save Rocky, you think that you're going to get a kind of trolley problem moment where it's like, does he go back to Earth or does he go save Rocky? He's got to save somebody. But then it's like, no, I'm just going to send the probes and then I'll go save Rocky.
Yeah.
Then he saves Rocky pretty quickly.
Sure.
And then you're like, okay, now he's going to die in space. Doesn't die in space. He gets to make it back to Rocky's planet. He gets his own apartment. He's teaching again.
Yeah. He's got a human aquarium.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So,
and he can get back home.
And they're like, we have enough fuel to get you back home.
Yeah.
So at any point he can just go back home.
Right.
So every moment of anxiety of would be tragedy is a fake out to get you to this like happy ending. And you being a person who
I savor those moments. Yeah.
You want sad tragedy,
sure.
like emotional, like
emotional nuance.
It's realism, because things like that, it's not.
That's the way I see the world. Others may disagree, but yeah.
You just like bad things happen,
Right.
and sometimes there's just no explanation, and sometimes there's not a happy ending, and you just have to deal with the consequences of sometimes things just don't work out.
Yeah.
And so I had a couple people who were like, it just felt too easy.
Sure. I see that and I respect that. However, I think,
By the way, one of them was Bond. So shout out. And also I'm snitching on him.
Okay. Minus points for Bond. No. I understand that, and I can see that point. I just think that this movie is kind of summed up by the conversation that Grace has with Ava, the German scientist, in which they're talking about like faith and God. And he's like, you believe in God? And she's like, well, I mean, it beats the alternative.
Right.
And I think this is another movie along the lines of like Superman that you just leave kind of glowing from.
I got very Superman vibes from it as well.
It's life affirming. It is hopeful. It's a feel good movie. But I think a lot of people are missing the emotional nuance of the fact that Grace is a loser.
Yeah.
And the more memory he gets, the more he realizes he's a loser.
Right.
And I think there is a specific beat in the movie that I think people are kind of not getting as much as they might on a second viewing, which is when he does have that revelation of like, they literally had to chase me down and drug me to get me on this flight. He has a moment there where he's like shattered by that idea. And it seems like it completely destroys his vision of himself up to this point. And again, like Ava's conversation with him saying like, you don't even have a dog. Like nobody's here for you.
Right.
Nobody wants you here, basically. Like you have nothing.
Like you won't be missed.
Right.
Like just go.
Yes. And so I think it is a little bittersweet that he doesn't choose to immediately go back to Earth.
Yeah.
He does what he can to complete his mission, but then he's like, I'm going to take my time here because I have nothing else. Like this is where I found my purpose. This is where I found
and
who I
there's
am.
a very poignant moment there when there's that parallel of when he's told that he has to go on the mission and he's like, can I think about it?
Yeah.
And then they bring that back in the end when he's like, when Rocky tells him that his ship is ready to go and he says, can I think about it?
Yeah.
And it kind of got goosebumps just thinking about the it's just such a beautiful way to tell exactly what you're saying. Like he has this revelation about himself, but then he also kind of finds that thing that he was missing.
Mm-hmm. Which
purpose. The point of like, you will be brave when you find someone to be brave for.
The conversation he has with the Chinese astronaut.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
And yeah, once you find that, and that dude, and I had that revelation, I don't know, maybe like halfway through the movie when he's like doing all this stuff. After the line is said, and then like maybe 20 or 30 minutes after it in the movie, you just kind of go, he's doing this for Rocky. And I started crying. It's like, he's found somebody. I'm getting emotional now. Like he found somebody to be brave for.
Do
he found
it for
something
Rocky.
to be brave for.
Yes.
And it was obviously the human race, but it was fucking Rocky.
Yeah.
You know, and to help him, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
No.
We don't do that here. We don't do that here.
Don't do that. It's only gonna make it worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's so
I agree.
good.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. It is a bit more complex and a little bit more bittersweet than I think people are giving credit for.
Yeah.
But
yeah, there is more emotional depth. I think people immediately dismiss a happy ending as a cop-out.
Or being like too saccharine.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's like, I don't know, man. I am just kind of, I'll be honest with you, I'm like, I think culturally, we have made movies that, for the past like decade and a half, we've done these movies where like the main character dies.
Yeah.
And you know, tragedy is befallen.
Ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, and I think that's because for like 30 years, every movie had to have a happy ending. Every sci-fi movie, for the most part, every blockbuster had to have a happy ending because you had to satisfy audiences.
Yeah.
And then we started, like, more indie films started becoming bigger. You started getting more independent studios that could make bigger budget movies. Now you've got studios that can take more risks. Now you can kind of fuck with the audience, and you have I think for the most part, a smarter movie-going audience. You have more people who consider themselves cinephiles. You have more people who want to be challenged by these movies and by these narratives and things like that. Not to say that that's the populace, but that there is a big enough portion of the movie-going audience that wants to be challenged.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've kind of swung the pendulum back too hard.
Yeah, sure.
And so whenever you had, like, that's what a lot of people were mad about Superman, for instance, that it was like, you know, it was too uplifting and hopeful at the end. It was just like, well, I mean, I don't, you know, everything's just good now. And it's like, is that okay?
Are you okay with that?
Like, can it just be?
Can it be
It's
okay?
a movie. Can it just be okay?
Yeah.
And that's how I felt about Project Hail Mary. When I got out of the theater, I was just like, I was so elated that everything worked out. And you can call me a dum-dum all you want, but like it just works for the movie. I just don't think that the movie's as good if Rocky's actually dead. Yeah. I think there's a universe in which Gosling dies, and you still get basically the same movie.
Sure.
I think after he sends the probe and then he goes and saves Rocky, and then he kind of lives out the rest of his days on the ship, and he like goes into like that area where he can like, you know, turn on the beach or whatever he wants, right?
Yeah.
I think there is a movie there where he like ends his life, you know, like on a fabricated beach or something.
And he might.
Right.
He has no reason to go back.
True.
I think that's kind of the point, is like he can, but he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I just think that there is a universe where like that could be the tragic ending that people want, and you still basically get the same movie.
Sure.
But I just feel like, I don't know, Grace as a character deserved to live.
Yeah. He made all the right choices.
Yeah.
In the end, he made all the right choices.
I just feel like it would be, I don't know, a bit of an insult to him. He made the ultimate sacrifice. He
Right.
made it multiple times.
Yeah.
Why does he now have to do it again and die? Like, I think it's a good ending.
And just because he doesn't die after making that sacrifice doesn't make it any less impactful.
Right.
He still put it on the line. He still chose the unknown rather than safely making it back home.
Well, he knew going to save Rocky was a death sentence. He was on his way home and knew that going back was a death sentence. So that was him already, again, making the sacrifice play.
Yeah.
I think just the fact that he did it is enough. Sometimes you can just be like, you know what? This character deserves to live.
You get rewarded for doing good things sometimes.
Sometimes.
That's okay.
So yeah, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring that up, because multiple people brought that up to
Yeah.
me, and I do think that that's like I think there's a conversation there that like maybe it's a little too softball ending, but
That's fine.
I disagree.
I think we need that right now.
Yes. Yeah. I think we can handle a handful of movies
With happy ending.
with a happy ending.
Yeah.
I mean, even fucking rom-coms are like, they don't end up together, and you're like, why not?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? Rom-coms they're supposed to end up together, and they're
Too
like,
predictable.
Yeah, but it's real life, man. Why would that person end up with that person? I don't know, because it's a fucking movie.
Yeah. Because I'm seeing this with my date.
Right. Like, if you get them there in a way that makes sense, they can end up together, man. You're the one that wrote the movie.
I know you're working through some stuff right now, but
Do it on your own time.
yeah. Don't put it in your work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All that being said, it's a 6 out of 6 for me.
6
as well.
out of 6.
Yeah, if you didn't get that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you've not seen it, what are you doing watching this? Stop.
Right.
But if you haven't, for some reason, go watch it.
You
Highly
can
recommend it.
you can bring your phone or your laptop into the movie theater. Everyone will love you for doing that.
Yeah.
And then you can have this playing at the same time.
Yeah. Well, let
Like
me
a
tell you
companion piece.
real quick, the movie going experience, as wonderful as always. There was a lady directly in front of us who brought a like public shopping bag of snacks.
Cool.
Was crinkling it.
Of course.
Had what I can only assume was a juice box
Love that.
that she continued to suck until it was dry. She did this twice. She went did not silence her phone, so an alarm kept going off.
Oh, you love that.
And then, in the last, like, half an hour of the movie, back to my right.
I had a guy fall asleep.
I was like, nice.
Yeah, I had a guy fall asleep.
Cool. Cool. Glad we're all
That's
enjoying
so
this.
funny. Yeah, we were walking out and he was like asleep, and I was like, should we wake him? And everyone who was with me was like, no. I was like, okay.
He's got AMC
He might still
Plus.
be there.
He's got AMC Plus.
Right. He has to, right?
Yeah,
he just went there for a nap.
He just lives there. He lives there until they kick him out.
He just needed to get some sleep.
Yeah.
So he's watching the movie. He's probably seen like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know how you fall asleep in a movie like that.
I don't
That is
I don't get it.
crazy.
I don't get it.
Unless you've seen it before.
Well, I saw
Or
a
you're
guy.
old.
I saw another guy walking out like midway through the movie during like a critical scene with an empty bucket of popcorn and a drink, came back with a refill.
Yeah,
and I was like,
so he's like,
it's not worth it. It's not worth it to keep the narrative for your snacks.
Crazy, man, crazy. Also,
yeah,
you fat fuck, you needed more snacks.
It was a big bucket.
That's too much.
It was a big bucket.
Too much snacks.
You're gonna get a tummy.
You don't need that much popcorn.
Yeah, unless he was like the sacrifice for his family. I don't know.
No, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yeah. Even if you've all gone through the big bucket, that's the bucket of popcorn. What is this guy made of money? Did he go out there and drop $500 to take his family to see Project Hail Mary?
Yeah,
that's crazy. He re-upped on popcorn.
They do that instead of Disney.
That's crazy. Yeah. They should have did he have like a gold brick that he pulled out of it?
This should cover it.
Insane. And then they just melted it down and used it as butter.
Yeah. All that to say, fantastic movie. Unanimous 6 out of 6 ball caps for the both of us. Got anything else on this one?
No. I love you, Ryan Gosling.
Me too. Well, with all that being said, I think this has been a wrap.
Peace.
To get ourselves a treat.